Hello guys, welcome back to the news. Nigerians are yet to get over the drama that occurred at the Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal when the two factions of the Labour Party had clashed, and then you see Lamide Apapa was rough-handled. I mean, he really collects well for that court that day. We saw him. He was rough-handled to the extent he cried out and said they almost killed him. Oh, they almost killed him. And then we got to know that it seems the Labour Party is divided. Not it seems. The Labour Party is divided. We have the Lamidi Apapa's faction. We have the Julius Abure faction of the Labour Party. And I can tell you that many have alleged that the Lamidi Apapa faction, was a mole. In fact, they are moles planted by the All Progressive Congress in the Labour Party just to cause crisis, to cause commotion, to cause mayhem in the Labour Party. And you see that Lamidi Apapa, is making serious move to withdraw the petition that Peter Obi had filed at the Elections Petition Tribunal, against Tinubu. So he's making serious move to withdraw the petition against the party. He's making serious move. Now, who would do that if not a mole that have been planted in the party? Now the Apapa's faction have fired the Labour Party and Peter Obi for tackling Tinubu, where they made a shocking revelation on how EMEFIELE may have sponsored Peter Obi's election. Guys, this is really serious. Let's find out more as we hit the news. But if you're joining us for the first time, you're very much welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. The Lamidi Apapa faction of the Labour Party on Monday had congratulated President Tinubu for sustaining the June 12th as a democracy day in honor of the democratic sacrifice of the late Chief MKO Abiola. Also, the faction applauded the Directorate of the State Service for going after the governor of the central bank, the governor of the CBN, Godwin Emefiele, shortly after his suspension by the president, I beg your pardon. And a statement was issued by the spokesman of the faction, where Dr. Abayomi Arabambi had called on Nigerians to continue to support the good intentions of the federal government, to continue to support the good intentions of Tinubu's government, and also give, condemnation when it is necessary. So they have made it known that the Chief MKO Abiola's slogan, was Hope 93, and now we have a renewed Hope 2023, even though the both were on the platform of the Muslim ticket, but the variation precedent was the zeal and the commitment of both MKO Abiola and Bola Ahmed Tinubu to a new Nigeria, which is not a symptom of religion. And they called on to the people to continue to support Tinubu. But you see, Arabambi frowned at the recent condemnation of the Julius Abure-led faction for criticizing President Tinubu over the suspension of the CBN governor. They really frowned at that. While justifying the action, the Labour Party faction have stated that it is unconstitutional for the president, Tinubu, to have, just dismissed Godwin Emefiele like that. They said it is unconstitutional for the president to have suspended Godwin Emefiele, and they said it was a vindictive move by the president and it was not in good taste. So Peter Obi's faction had, really lashed out at Tinubu for making such a hasty decisions without going through due process. And now we have the other faction of the Labour Party. They are saying that, Peter Obi faction wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't have lashed out on President Tinubu. They wouldn't have, name all those accusations on President Tinubu, saying his move was quite vindictive. And we know that during Godwin Emefiele's tenure as the CBN governor, we get to hear information on how Godwin Emefiele was accused of terrorism financing. He was also accused of funding the activities of the proscribed pro-Biafra group, which is the IPOB, and other, groups. And also, they labeled several allegations on Godwin Emefiele. So, you see, the Labour Party, the other faction of the Labour Party said, we cannot support this kind of man. Godwin Emefiele have been arrested by the DSS, which is good for him. They should carry out their investigation. Nigerians no longer need the person of Godwin Emefiele as the CBN governor. But as it be like this, so the Labour Party, Apapa's faction, have tackled Peter Obi, saying Godwin Emefiele may have sponsored Peter Obi's election. Guys, this is a very, very shocking revelation. And I'm very shocked, that this is coming from the Labour Party itself, although it is another body in the Labour Party, but it is coming from the Labour Party. This means that these guys are really out to dent the image of the Labour Party. They are really out to spoil and tarnish the image of the Labour Party. They will do anything just to paint the Labour Party, red and all. And I can tell you that people have said, oh, this Lamidi Apapa faction of the Labour Party is a mole. In fact, they were moles planted by the All Progressive Congress. They are traitors. They are just on payrolls. They are trying to do all things to defame the Labour Party. So, my country people, what are your thoughts concerning this? Because I am quite surprised that this is coming from the Labour Party, that Godwin Emefiele had sponsored Peter Obi's election. This is quite a serious, accusation and allegation. That is why they said Godwin Emefiele should be investigated. He should be persecuted if they found him guilty of these crimes that were labeled against him. That is why they supported the suspension and the immediate arrest of Godwin Emefiele, something that the Peter Obi faction never supported, because they saw the move by Tinubu quite vindictive, and they said, oh, this is unconstitutional. As a president, you cannot, suspend a CBN governor without following the due process. Meanwhile, the other faction of the Labour Party are saying otherwise. Guys, this is really serious. However, Nigerians have reacted to this. Just like Tinubu sponsored your chairmanship in the Labour Party, at least it is very obvious now. I believe these your thoughts because the Labour Party object to Emefiele's arrest and ready to defend him. Now they want to pay him back for what he has done to them in the past. Emefiele is no longer the sponsor of terrorists, but the sponsor of the Labour Party. Mr. Papa, with due respect, stop this your act. It doesn't befit your age. You can criticize Obi, but let it be on truth, so that it will get supporters queuing behind your factual criticism, sir. You are much aware that they said the former government were hell-bent at supporting the terrorists, using the Southern bribe takers as a shield. So, Apapa and Arabambi, are they Nigerians? Because I'm not sure. Guys, these are reactions from Nigerians. So my country people, make una come chook mouth for this matter. I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section. Thank you. Bye for